सेव किया था ना?
मैं सिर्फ इसलिए गया था क्योंकि उसने मुझे कॉल किया, that's it. But listen तो.
Save it for someone else.
जिंदगी में सेव करना जरूरी है, मगर जब बात पैसों की हो, सिर्फ सेविंग से काम नहीं चलेगा। इक्विटी म्यूचुअल फंड्स में इन्वेस्ट कीजिए और अपने सेविंग्स को आगे बढ़ने का मौका दीजिए।
Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme-related documents carefully.
In this episode of Politically Correct, I am going to discuss poll strategist Prashant Kishor's 4M formula that he had once devised for the Congress to take on the BJP, and how Prime Minister Narendra Modi and BJP chief strategist Amit Shah have got it right in Gujarat in this election. You must be wondering why I am dragging Prashant Kishor or PK into Gujarat election debate when the poll strategist is on a padayatra in Bihar and looks focused on demolishing established politicians. Well, I'll come to that in a bit while I discuss what's happening in Gujarat. When it comes to elections, trust BJP strategists to establish connections that may not strike ordinary mortals like you and me. Think of a Gujarat-Assam link, the largest producer of milk and the largest producer of tea in India. Now I'm quoting somebody here. गुजरात का दूध और असम का चाय मिला के सबसे बढ़िया चाय बनाने वाला देश का प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी है. The country that makes the best tea by blending Gujarat's milk with Assam's tea has Narendra Modi as its Prime Minister. That's how he is making now Bharat. That was Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma. He was talking about it at an election meeting at Anjar in Gujarat's Kutch district Friday. The audience applauded with Bharat Mata Ki Jai. In another election rally the next day, Himanta Sharma called the alleged killing of Shraddha Walker by her live-in partner Aftab Poonawalla in Delhi an instance of love jihad. And then Sharma said, if India does not have a strong leader like Modi, an Aftab will be born in every city. In 2 days of campaigning in Gujarat, he captured the whole gamut from Assam tea and Gujarat milk to Bharat Mata, love jihad and the chaiwala as a strong leader. Forget the rights and wrongs here. Just enjoy the art of politics. Now think of a link between Gujarat and Arunachal Pradesh. Prime Minister Modi was in the northeastern state on Saturday, about 2,000 miles away from pole-bound Gujarat. He was there to inaugurate developmental projects. All his visits don't have to be political or election related, no matter how cynical his detractors and admirers might be. Modi had said earlier, the sun rises first in Arunachal and sets last in Gujarat. And then he had said, Lord Krishna was from Gujarat's Dwarka, who married Rukmini from Arunachal Pradesh. The Prime Minister did not have to repeat these messages during this visit. But residents of Madhavpur village in Gujarat's Porbandar district won't miss it. They organize the famous Madhavpur fair every year to celebrate the marriage of Krishna and Rukmini. It draws a large crowd with even chief ministers of northeastern states attending it sometimes. With an estimated 13,000 to 15,000 voters, Madhavpur is the biggest village in the Kutiana constituency in Gujarat, which was won by late who was known as godmother Santokh-ben Jadeja. So this seat was won by Santokh-ben Jadeja's son, Kandal Jadeja, in the last 2 elections. He quit the NCP this year and is now contesting on a Samajwadi Party ticket. It would sound preposterous to suggest that PM Modi went to Arunachal to send a message to Madhavpur residents. He wouldn't probably be bothered about Jadeja even. The former NCP legislator who voted for BJP candidates in Rajya Sabha and presidential elections. But his message, intended or not, does hit home in Gujarat. From Arunachal Pradesh, PM Modi flew down to Varanasi to inaugurate the Kashi Tamil Sangamam, a month-long program to celebrate and rediscover the links between Tamil Nadu and Kashi. Modi was effusive in his praise for the Tamil language, calling upon 130 crore Indians to preserve its legacy. Days before this, Amit Shah was in Chennai recommending Tamil as the medium of instruction in medical and technical education. They were obviously seeking to address apprehensions about the BJP's linguistic politics in the Dravidian land, where the party is seeking to expand its footprints. And these things also fit in well when you look at the BJP's look south policy. But Amit Shah's and Modi's gestures would also be very reassuring to the Tamils in Gujarat. There are about 1.5 lakh Tamils in Ahmedabad, especially in what you call mini Tamil Nadu, that is Maninagar, Modi's former assembly constituency. So while the big picture is the BJP's look south policy, you have the resonance in Gujarat too. Then come to the other things, like be it his pictures with world leaders at the G20 summit in Bali, or his tough talk at the third No Money for Terror ministerial conference in New Delhi. Prime Minister's messages were unmistakable in Gujarat and the rest of the country. And you must have heard and read what the PM talked about in these conferences and at the summit. This brings us, while talking about Modi's messages, this brings us to the celebrated poll strategist Prashant Kishor's 4M formula that he once devised for the Congress. And what were these 4 M's? Message, messenger, machinery and mechanics. He had devised that formula to take on the BJP. It was his recommendation to the Congress, not in as many words, but then you listen to him and then you find out that okay, these are the 4 M's, that large picture that he has in mind, like how to take on the BJP when he is helping an opposition party. And I spoke about it earlier, but I find it very convenient to repeat it in the context of Gujarat. So one may feel compelled to trust Prashant Kishore's formula because he experimented with and executed it for the BJP before successfully building on it for opposition parties. Look at how it's working out in Gujarat. Look at the message the BJP is conveying in Gujarat. Modi, the Vishwaguru, the strong man to lead India, including Gujarat obviously, the protector of Hinduism and Hindutva, no matter what distinction Rahul Gandhi makes between the two, the leader who brings about a confluence of ideas and cultures, and the proletariat, a chaiwala, who has disempowered the bourgeoisie, no matter the Ambani or Adani jibes by detractors like Rahul Gandhi. As for the messenger, it's Modi all the way, but there are Amit Shahs and Himanta Sharmas and many others to make him look larger than life. The strength of the third component, the BJP's machinery, is undisputed. We don't even need to talk about it. As for the fourth one, mechanics, which by dictionary definition is concerned with motion and the forces producing it, it is understood better by the BJP than any of its rivals. The BJP keeps it very well oiled, the machinery, constantly keeping its cadre in motion through 24/7 by 365 program cycles and constantly upgrading its parts. Because we are talking about mechanics, from booths to Panna Pramukhs to Panna Samitis, from one election to another, BJP keeps devising new ways to keep that machinery well oiled. Even denying tickets to 1/4 of its MLAs and experimenting with fresh faces is as much about the message as about the mechanics we are talking about. Now look at how the opposition, the Congress and the Aam Aadmi Party, come across. When it comes to the last two, machinery and mechanics, they are nowhere a match to the BJP. And I don't need to elaborate it because everybody has been talking about it for months and years now. An AAP leader who I met in Ahmedabad a couple of weeks back, he told me that there were 6.5 lakh missed calls to support the party. There were 10 to 100 people constituting a samiti in every village. And there were 10 circle in charges covering 5 villages each. Then there were 4 leaders in every block in every constituency. Overall, he said that the AAP has drafted 7.5 lakh karyakartas or workers, including about 3 lakh full-time volunteers in Gujarat. Well, all in a span of a year. He was telling me about the machinery and mechanics, but he was saying it and I had to hear it. But if the AAP manages to do it in just 1 year, that has to be a brilliant job. That is if the AAP has managed to do it. When I was talking to Congress leaders in Gujarat about their machinery, about their mechanics, I mean, they were more conservative. They were saying, you know, we are not a cadre-based party, but we have workers in every booth. Even if one were to accept these claims by the Congress and the Aam Aadmi Party, it would be a leap of faith to compare them with an army of BJP workers who are kept in motion by the party that keeps devising programs for them all the year round. Therefore, for the opposition in Gujarat, it's all about message and messenger. Because machinery and mechanics, they can't really, like when it comes to these two M's, they can't really match the BJP. Now come to the message and messenger. We have spoken about the Prime Minister's message when I started talking about it, when I started the episode. Now, you know, the AAP has Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal as the principal messenger, proclaiming himself as an epitome of honest politics, who can give 300 units of free electricity, 1,000 rupees per month to adult women, and 3,000 per month to the unemployed youth, among other promises, of course. Then there is the so-called Delhi model of education and health. He has drafted Punjab CM Bhagwant Mann as a testimony to his sincerity. I mean, no matter how the AAP government has failed to implement that promise to women in Punjab, the 1,000 rupees per month, it hasn't happened in Punjab as yet. But the bigger question here is, can Kejriwal move the minds and hearts of Gujaratis as Narendra Modi does? The AAP CM candidate, Ishudan Gadvi, I mean, he's a popular figure who does make people curious. But he has a long way to go before the Gujaratis see him as Modi's alternative. I mean, travel around in Gujarat, it's still the Modi government in the state. So I'm saying Modi's alternative, not Bhupendra Patel's alternative. As for the Congress, there is no messenger. Change is the message both the Congress and the AAP are relying on. You know, the BJP first came to power in 1990 when the BJP's Kesubhai Patel became a deputy CM and Janata Dal's Chimanbhai Patel was the chief minister. And from 1990, it's 2022. It has been a long way, and yes, I mean, the change, people are curious about the change, but the change for the sake of it is not very convincing. Let me tell you an anecdote. You know, I was talking to a street vendor outside a university campus in Ahmedabad. So a few weeks back, before I met her, someone had stolen her goods at night. She managed to identify him and with help from her friends, caught him and took him to the police station. The cops scolded her for her what they call wrong accusations. So obviously she was upset. When I asked her if she wanted a change in the government that could set things right in Gujarat, from her perspective, she looked at me almost with reproach. What will happen with the change? Sab वैसे ही हैं, but all are the same. That was what she told me. When I said that some parties were promising 1,000 rupees a month to her, to every woman, adult woman, her reply was, everybody promises, nobody delivers. A few hours later, I met, Congressman turned BJP leader Alpesh Thakur. He said in the course of the conversation, yes, there are problems in Gujarat. There is unemployment. Youth, farmers, women, all have problems. But if the BJP can solve it, who else can do it? It's about whether the people believe that any other party can do it. And that's what Thakur was saying. That people know that, okay, there are problems, it's only the BJP which can solve it. So that narrative where the Congress or the AAP, whether they have been able to project themselves as, as a party which can really bring that change, is not really on the ground. In the next 10 days before the first phase of assembly elections in Gujarat, the opposition needs to answer this question, that if the BJP can solve it, can they? They have to convince voters that they can solve it. If they do, they will obviously have the fifth M that Prashant Kishor has not thought of, something beyond message, messenger, machinery and mechanics. As it is, there are no signs of that fifth M in Gujarat. That's why I think Prashant Kishor may not be losing his sleep yet over Gujarat. That's all from me in this episode of Politically Correct. But before I wind up, I would like to make an appeal to you. For those who haven't already, I request you to take ThePrint's YouTube membership, which only cost 159 rupees per month. Click on the join button to enjoy exclusive member benefits, including loyalty badges, priority responses, and member-only videos. We are now also extending newsletters to our YouTube members. For this, I request all YouTube members to write to us with their full name and email address at members@theprint.in, and we'll get back. Thanks for watching.